erase everything on the internet. Hey, you can't keep us down till Lason 5.
Do you know what really wins over a fandom? It's not the couple. It's not the perfect Instagram shots. It's how a man treats the woman he's with. That's why Nick is standing tall right now. Because when it comes to Alandria, he handles her with something rare in reality TV. Think about it. He's never humiliated her on camera, never made her the butt of a joke, never left her with secondhand embarrassment. And in a world where perception is everything, that silence speaks louder than any confession. Now flip the coin, Ace. Every time he opens his mouth, it feels like Shelley's reputation is dragged into the mud with him. He doesn't just make mistakes. He creates messes that splash back on the woman standing beside him. And fans, they don't forgive that. They never do. Ace thought he had a winning move. That if he exposed Nick for talking behind Alandria's back, the audience would turn on Nick and crown him the truth teller. But here's what Ace forgot. Fans don't care about whispers behind closed doors. They care about what's done in the open. And in the open, Nick has protected Alandria's image. Ace has embarrassed Shelley. That's why Nick is winning the support. That's why Ace is losing it. And it all comes down to one thing: respect. And if you're nodding your head right now, if you've seen this pattern play out on Love Island time and time again, then you already know this story is only just beginning. Stick around and make sure you subscribe right now, because what's coming next might just change the way you see every relationship in this villa.
If Ace was smart, he would have realized that while this is a ship and this is a ship, this is also 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 a ship. This man done ruined so many opportunities because he's short-sighted and he just not smart. There was so many opportunities in here. There is a bromance that we should have got from here. That we should have got. There is a brother and sister relationship that we should have got from here. There are double dates that we should have got from here. Okay? There is so much content available if they had just focused on the core four. The top four doesn't even matter anymore. There isn't even a top four. Love Island is over. Brian and Maya broken up. Iris and Pepe broken up. That leaves y'all as the top two couples to come out of Love Island. And we all know that the most important part of Love Island is after Love Island. This is where the opportunities and the brand deals come in. I'm just so disappointed, but I'm not surprised, man. Damn.
Ace had the playbook in his hands, and he fumbled it. See, Love Island isn't just about who couples up inside the villa, it's about who knows how to play the long game after the villa. That's where the brand deals live, the partnerships, the real careers. And Ace, he couldn't see past his own ego. Instead of building bridges, he burned them. Instead of strengthening alliances, he torched opportunities. Think about the content we could have had. The double dates, the best friend bromances, the storylines that would have kept all four of them thriving. It was all right there. And Ace blew it up for one reason. He couldn't stand that the spotlight wasn't his. Meanwhile, Nick and Alandria, they're winning without even trying. Every shot, every interaction, every appearance. It's clear the fandom has crowned them the couple to watch, and Ace can't stomach it. This is why his interviews feel less like keeping it real and more like sabotage. He's not exposing Nick to protect anyone. He's cutting down Nick to feed his own jealousy. And the irony, the more he talks, the more he proves exactly why fans prefer Nick in the first place. And that's the brutal truth. In a game built on perception, Ace has become his own worst enemy.
I know, y'all, my opinion of the Ace podcast is that I just don't think any mic formed against Alandria should prosper. When he was talking with Speedy, they kind of made it seem like Speedy was trying to clean it up and be like, you did this as a friend, though, from a friend perspective. But me personally, if my friend is blocking my bag, that's not friendship. Because the way that he said it implied that maybe he has something, it's the issue lies with Nick and not Alandria. But he should know that speaking ill on a pairing that Alandria literally consists, like she makes up half of, will result in negative feedback or negative backlash towards her. So no, that's not a friendly thing to do. And it's like, when did Ace get his PhD in love? I thought we were gonna be quiet and then, stand on business after a reunion. Where was that energy? Why is this the first time we're hearing something negative about this pair and or Nick? Why is he still being vague and going Give context. When did he get his fucking degree and when did he start knowing everything? Because I'm confused. I'm not saying Nick and Alandria is fake. Like, they are two people who have a lot of chemistry together, sure. But more than like, oh, they're in love with each other, I'm supporting Alandria getting that bag, getting all the opportunities she wants, her being in a relationship or a partnership where somebody is actually vouching for her and allowing her to follow her dreams, bro. Hearing Ace be shady like that is just really weird. And I'm not even saying they're faking it, but even if they were, as a friend, you better leave me and my fake ass relationship alone. Fuck you mean? I don't care if it's romantic love. I don't care if it's platonic love. I don't care if it's love of the freaking game, bro. As long as Alandria is given the space to follow her dreams and is being respected, I'm there for it. And Ace says he's being real, and he probably is being real, but I feel like a part of that realness is coming from a place of jealousy and the fact that him and Shelly probably had the most genuine relationship in the house, but aren't getting like the most opportunities. Maybe if they were Final Four, maybe if they were top 3, he wouldn't be having this energy. But saying stuff like that about other contestants it's not gonna benefit you in any ways, and definitely not gonna benefit your relationship with other contestants or quote unquote friends.
Here's the part nobody wants to admit. Ace thought he and Taylor would own the spotlight the second they walked out of that villa. In his mind, they were destined to be the golden couple, the fan favorites, the ones brands lined up to sign. But reality hit harder than any elimination ever could. America didn't see him that way. The rankings told the story. Low placement, early exit, no finale. And when he looked around, it wasn't his name people were chanting. It wasn't his face on the highlight reels. It was Nick. It was Alandria. It was Nick Alandria. That eats at a man like Ace, because deep down, he knows perception is power. And instead of adjusting, instead of rising to the challenge, he let jealousy become his narrative. Every side comment, every shady interview, every friendship critique. They weren't just observations, they were daggers, aimed at the one couple he couldn't overshadow. But here's the irony. The more Ace tries to undercut them, the stronger Nick Alandria's story becomes. Fans don't rally behind perfection, they rally behind resilience. And every time Ace opens his mouth, Nick and Alandria come out looking like the couple who can withstand the noise. This is the turning point, not just for Ace, but for anyone watching. Because Love Island doesn't end when the credits roll. It lives on in the storylines you protect or destroy. And Ace, he chose destruction. Sometimes it's easy to forget that behind every headline, every interview, and every viral clip are real people with real hearts.
So Ace from Love Island just dropped a bombshell that he knows Nick and Alandria are a fake relationship because Nick pulled him aside and told him that he has no romantic feelings for Alandria. And here's why Ace said him and Nick are not friends anymore, plus Alandria and Nick's response to all of what he said. So there's a big conspiracy theory where everyone thinks that all the remaining couples from Love Island Season 7 are fake. This theory started after Iris and Pepe and Amaya and Brian broke up just 1 week after the reunion film. People were pissed and saying they're not even going to watch this show anymore because all these couples are fake and it's a waste of time. And if anyone has gotten fake couple accusations, it's Nick and Alandria, and their supposed best friend Ace makes it worse by going on a podcast yesterday and saying they're completely fake.
Do you feel like Alandria and Nick's relationship is real? Is this you thinking, or is this your answer?
From the last conversation that I've had with, Nick, it was a matter of it's not a romantic spark. They just find each other attractive.
What he's insinuating is they just want the money. And to be fair, they are already kissing and making out in 2 different huge commercials. They're definitely monetizing their relationship. I mean, as they should. But they were all at Shelly's birthday party on August 25th. And that's apparently when Nick pulled Ace aside and told him he doesn't have romantic feelings for Alandria. In my opinion, it does not give him the right to break that news to the world. Why would he want to embarrass Alandria like that? And why would he want to stop his supposed best friends from making money and hurt their actual livelihood? Plus, that's gonna make Shelly lose her friendship with Alandria. So what is Ace doing? A few hours after the podcast aired, Alandria tweeted, "Chow, anyway, ... my event at Tuskegee went amazing yesterday." So back to business, fuck whatever Ace said. And then Ace listed off everyone from the season he considers a friend, and he listed off people, but not Nick. He said Shelly, obviously, Alandria, Taylor, even Brian, but not Nick.
Who would you consider to be your friend from the villa?
Alandria, obviously me and Shelly more than friends, and Taylor. Brian calls to check in on me from time to time. That's it.
In response to all of this, all of Nick's fans under the video of Nick making fun of Ace's back tattoo, maybe that's why he's upset, are telling Nick to cut Ace off and unfollow him. At the time of making this video, Nick is still following Ace. I also think it's funny he's Mr. Stand on Business, but is doing all this after the reunion. Nick and Alandria's final statement on if they're a real couple came out today in a podcast that dropped today, and they said, yes, they are a real couple. An author couldn't write a love story as good as theirs. A screenwriter for a rom-com couldn't write a love story as good as theirs. They're a real couple. Before I play it, make sure to follow, because in Patty we trust.
It's kind of like me and Nick was building in on this story that we didn't even know. Like, it wasn't even, published yet. Like, we were just adding to it every single episode. You know what I mean?
Like, you couldn't have drawn that up any better.
Literally.
I feel like, if you tell a rom-com writer to go write a rom-com, you're going to write a story about Nick Alandria.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, that should be turned into a movie.
These aren't just contestants on a show. They're young men and women navigating friendships, love, and the pressure of millions of eyes watching their every move. And while we may laugh at memes or dissect the drama, it's important to pause and remember. The emotions they carry are heavy. The relationships they build are complex. And the mistakes they make are deeply human. That's why today's story isn't just about who's right or wrong. It's about the fragile balance between love, loyalty, and public perception, and what happens when that balance cracks. Love is complicated, and sometimes the way people treat us says more about their insecurities than our worth. Watching how Ace, Nick, and Alandria navigate these dynamics reminds us how fragile trust can be and how much strength it takes to protect your own peace. If you've been following their journey, you know it's never just about the drama. It's about the lessons, the heartbreaks, and the ways we continue to show up for each other, even when it's messy. And that's what this space is about, creating room for empathy, for reflection, and for honest conversations about what it really means to love, to heal, and to move forward. If this story resonated with you, I'd love for you to be part of that journey with us. The easiest way to do that: show this channel a little love back by subscribing, not just for the updates, but to keep building a community where compassion, truth, and care always come first.